tweets. Come up here. Okay, all phones on silent. Hmm?
Yeah.
After the Dakada.
Go ahead. So, what's the format?
Yes, good afternoon. I am an Akwa Ibomite. My name is Nelson Nsabasi. I'm in Medakanda, and I welcome you to AKSG Tweet Meet with the #1 information man in Akwa Ibom State. No other person than Mr. Aniekan Umanah. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, viewers.
It's a pleasure to have you. We call this AKSG Tweet Meet, Akwa Ibom State Gazette Tweet Meet. It's an initiative of the Gazette media to engage millions of Akwa Ibom people at home and in the diaspora in an online interactive session that can keep them abreast with activities and developments in the state. We started last week with our first guest being Ambassador Sampson Akpan, the essay to the Akwa Ibom State Governor on electronic media. It was indeed a revealing session with him, and that has inspired us to make you our next guest because you are the mouthpiece of government. You have answers to all the questions that Ambassador Sampson Akpan could not answer, and more that will come from millions of our followers online. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I want to quickly take you back. We have a very, very limited time and too many questions to be asked, but I want to take you back quickly to the days of the uncommon transformation, how it was like working with His Excellency Godswill Akpabio.
It was very good. So, a very good era, an era that produced monuments in Akwa Ibom State. We are now in another era that's moving on the path of consolidation.
But the era did not just wrap up. You're very apt to summarize 8 years. It was 8 long years.
8 years of very concrete achievements.
Okay.
Absolutely dubbed the uncommon transformation of Akwa Ibom State. And the monuments of the uncommon transformation speak for itself. Speak for themselves. And there are several all dotted everywhere. It was a very enduring era, and one of very revered ones, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpan, who is also making us very proud right now in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay. And how did you do that? Managing the image of the governor for 8 years, managing and championing the uncommon transformation agenda. What was your secret?
Yes, I didn't start with the administration in 2007. I came later, in 2008, later in the year. And it was very interesting because it made it very easy for the job to be done.
Okay.
Because the achievements are there. They are still there. The achievements go volume. So clearly it made the job easy because I really didn't like what to say.
Okay. And throughout that period, apart from a few media houses who were on the other side, on quote, you were able to harmonize government relationship with journalists in the state. What is that bridge that connects the two of them?
Facts and truth. Stay on the part of facts. Once you stay objective on the part of facts, see, you cannot, there is no way darkness can ever come over light. It has never happened. Darkness has no place with light. The pinnacle of light makes a way in the darkest of the night. So those who thrive in darkness, sorry for them, because once you see the light come, it pierces through.
Makes way.
How does that happen? That's what is still happening.
And let me bring up questions. I call them carryover questions. There were a couple of questions during the session with Ambassador Sam Akpan, which he couldn't answer. I want to quickly run through them. I believe that it will help our followers, our audience to believe in us and to consistently follow us. Whenever we say we have a guest in the hot seat, they are sure that their questions will be answered. I take this one quickly from Nse Akwawo at Alpha Mervin on Twitter. Nse says, why are jobs, contracts, loans, grants, and opportunities meant for Akwa Ibom populace hijacked by politicians?
I am not aware of politicians hijacking jobs meant for Akwa Ibom citizens. In any case, I don't know who you describe as a politician, whether you are also describing an Akwa Ibom person or whether you are describing an outsider, because there's a contradiction there. If the politician is an Akwa Ibom citizen, if the engineer is an Akwa Ibom citizen, if that doctor is an Akwa Ibom citizen, then an Akwa Ibom citizen can write what comes out of Akwa Ibom.
Okay, up to the next one. At Akwa Ibom, please, His Excellency made a comment that he is the only governor still using his private car. Please clear the air on that.
Yeah, clearly, he's using the car he bought with his money, and that is the truth. The Land Cruiser is really important, and he was using those vehicles before he was sworn in. He's still using them. But for him, those vehicles they're good enough. So he's
still using them.
His private vehicles.
And is it the clear fact that he is the only governor in Nigeria using his personal cars?
He's using his private vehicles.
Okay, the next question comes from at Steven Sam Akpan. Steven says, do you think we are having too many newspaper titles in Akwa Ibom State?
Clearly so, too many, some newspapers, some rag sheets, some thinking of how to, you see, journalism is a very serious business. It's a deep matter, and newspapering is not simple by any means. So it's not a fly-by-night assignment. So you can't just get up to your bed and think you can publish a newspaper. It doesn't work, except you don't want to cut some sheets and you be telling lies. Otherwise, newspapering is too serious. And it's not even a business for midweeks because it requires a lot of investment, very huge investment. So if that is not there and is not possible, you will also see rag sheets come and go. But of course, proper newspapers is a very serious matter and it takes time. You have to get the station period, and of course you have to break even period. No newspaper ever comes and breaks even in 2 years. 2 years. Sometimes up to 4 or 5. It's that serious and tough.
So how can the saturation and proliferation be managed by the state government?
I think for me, this is a matter, almost an ombudsman type of thing, because it will ease itself out. Somebody comes out to say you're publishing, you have no capacity, you fizzle away. If you are also used as a political tool, after the season you go. So that's what it is. So for the serious business, those who are properly in newspaper, those who are in newspaper proper, will be the ones to be there. Even at the national scene, it's like that. So if a political tool comes out and is used by the paymasters, they will dump them
after election.
And of course, know also that those are tools of blackmail. They cannot be trusted, even by those who are paying them. So they will deal with, when they are done with them, they move on. There are such experiences across the world.
Okay, this next question comes from Victor Jerry Emma. Victor says, what's the stance of Akwa Ibom State government on the Biafra agitation?
I don't understand Biafra agitation.
There are protests across the southeast.
The Akwa Ibom State government is a law-abiding government. We are in the sovereignty. We are in the Nigerian sovereignty, and this is a state within that state, the Nigerian Federation, that can only abide by the rules, which is governed by the sanctity of the sovereignty of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, the next question is from at I am Annie 88938536. It says, how come the new administration have not made financial statements of the former administration public? It's a two-in-one question, sorry, sir. Why are newly employed civil servants owed?
I have answered this severally on radio. Financial statements, usually what accrues to the ministry is published by the Federal Ministry of Finance. And then it's also at the end of every year, Office of the Accountant General publishes the state account, and you see all the totality of what happened in the financial year in and out. If you want, I can even pull a copy and show you what it looks like.
Okay.
So that's what it is. It's something very cumbersome to you say you can get out financial statements on every 30 days, because they're doing a lot of reconciliations, they're doing all sorts of things. It's easy on a quarterly basis. So government financial statements are available for anybody who wants to see. But the compendium comes at the end of the financial year.
So I think we need to make that available online subsequently.
The financial year, that's at the office of the Accountant General of the state.
All right, straight to the next question from the same person. Why are newly employed civil servants old? I'm aware that you, in the course of your job, you've been going around answering these questions. I don't think you'll be tired to answer them.
No,
but for the benefit,
answer
for the benefit of those that are watching.
Civil servants are not old, except maybe newly some people who are supposedly recruited newly into the service. And there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of fake employment letters flying around that were issued from all sorts of places. And that is being looked at now. As soon as that is resolved, and those who are employed properly through the Civil Service Commission and properly, of course, it doesn't matter, the areas will be taken care of. There's nothing deliberate about it. It's just being looked at because there are too many things, too many accusations and petitions of extortions and so on and so forth. And some of these things are being looked at. And so the government is not deliberately owing anybody. The workers, the payroll, the intact, but where there are few issues that are being looked at, those will be resolved.
Okay. The next question is, how do you, this one pertains to our industry, how do you intend to ensure that our online bloggers engage in investigative journalism? It's a question from Akwa Ibom.
Akwa Ibom, you see, your question is neither here nor there, because it is, like I said, it's an ombudsman type of thing. Investigative journalism, well, you have to first ask yourself, are you a trained journalist? Who trained you? Do you have capacity to investigate? And investigate what? So you must first be a journalist for you to engage in investigative journalism. So if you're a blogger, you may just be a citizen commentator who makes an opinion out there. And that opinion is not necessarily journalism. And what is put online is not necessarily journalism. I must say this clearly. What is put out, whether on Facebook or Twitter and all of those platforms, that does not represent journalism. It simply represents opinion. And of course, anybody is at the touch of the ball, hit the send button, say hi, it goes. So the next man says anything. That's why I say it's about, it looks like citizens journalism.
Okay.
Everybody just says something. But what does it mean? What implication does it have in journalism? It may not really have any implication. So the social media is about, it's a platform for commentators and comments. And so on. Some journalists also fuse into it, or things will be drawn from mainstream journalism and put out there, and of course those ones are clearly labeled out and made well, not necessarily comments. Comments are mere comments, and anybody can comment. But if he wants to be an investigative journalist, let him go to journalism school
first
and learn, and then of course then we will now certify him. When he's certified, then anything he comes up with from a standpoint of investigative journalism, then we'll take that seriously. And anybody who throws something in on the network or the social network and assumes that to represent investigative journalism, I think he needs to go back to school.
All right, in line with that, we have another one here from Mr. Aniekan on Twitter. Aniekan says, commissioners, House of Assembly members, and local government chairmen should have a Twitter account. Please communicate to them. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Well, that is personal. They say salvation is personal. So there are people who may not be excited about the social media. There are people who are, it's time engaging, it's energy sapping. Okay. So you must have the time, you must have the energy. There are people who are too serious for that engagement. And of course, occasionally they may do their emails and do their serious things. Some people also have. So it's not a matter that's forced on anyone. But of course, the world has gone electronic. So for you to stay abreast is important. At least even if it's a very important or major ones, so as to know, or at least subscribe to some of the major platforms so you know what is happening. Or if it's just about getting on Twitter, Facebook, and all of that, there are several people who have gotten out of it because sometimes It doesn't make sense. Sometimes it makes sense. So it's subjective. It depends.
Okay, and this is another one from Steve Sam. Steve Sam stays in the UK. He said, how do you intend to keep Akwa Ibom people abroad abreast with Mr. Dom Emmanuel's activities?
That's exactly what we're doing. That's what we have been doing. We have very robust online presence. We have a robust weekly bulletin that we put out online for people to see. We get all our things out there on it because the easiest way is the internet. Because they're not expecting us to mail the newspaper by hand or by
hard
paper.
copy.
So the paperless trail is there. So they should log on, search, type, participate, get into these discussions and all of that. And of course, they'll stay abreast. We were very robust in the first 100 days rollout. And we made no mistake about it. We rolled out the best in this country. And everybody in Nigeria could see clearly that the administration of Governor Emmanuel recorded the highest and the best performance in any state government that came on board since May 29 of 2015. I start to be challenging with it, but clearly I know that we are on top.
Okay, as an information boss, we are sure that whatever you say is authoritative, of course. We have another question here from the same Aniekan. Aniekan says the only hospital in Ikonya, in Akwa Ibom, is abandoned. What is the government doing about it?
Yeah, that is in the works. That is before government, the Ikonya hospital has been brought to the attention of government for action as dubbed in the action plan,
okay,
alongside some others that will need to be touched up. There are a few others like there's one activity that needs to be put to full use, which is actually the government has directed action. I think there's one article and a few others. So all of this has been aggregated into a pool, and government is looking at how best to deploy scarce resources. Oh no, scarce because the resources are scarce at the moment to ensure that some of these health facilities come up. But there's a comprehensive and very robust health inventory program or document that provides clear milestones as to how government wants to move around these issues.
The health sector. Okay, on to the next one from Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom says there was a corruption petition against the present Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic management team. What is the state government doing to restore pride to the school?
Which one?
Akwa Ibom says there's a petition, a corruption petition against the management of Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic. What is the state government doing about it?
Yeah, first is you do not attempt to just to take that everything written by anybody or someone is correct. If you're in public office, there could be things written. The important thing is the veracity of what is written. It's important, there's a law that also makes it, I will need to look, maybe within the criminal code, there should be a law that makes it punishable or prescribed punishment for those who write false petitions against people. Because you see, for you to write say their petition, they should be backed. Some petitions, if any, should be backed
evidences.
They should be backed with concrete and clear facts and evidences. Not just mentioning people's name maybe because somebody's tenure is ending and another person wants that job. Okay. And it's a matter of most letting people know. We should appreciate what people have done, and then those who are seeking jobs should also apply based on their qualifications. If they are qualified, maybe they are considered. Or they say, I will not be part of running down people, and I think it's important that is taken in. Again, if there are serious issues and allegations that are strong and factual, there's no way government will hold its arms and watch such.
Of course. Okay, another question here. Nungudo Afarafyong, Inline Road. What is holding the contractor from mobilizing to site? A question from Aniekan. Mr. Aniekan, he says, Nungudo Afarafyong, Inline Road. What is holding the contractor from mobilizing to site? Afarafyong, Inline Road.
There's nothing wrong with Nungudo Afarafyong. It's a smooth road. You can drive on. I drove on it 2 days ago.
Nungudo Afarafyong, Inline Road.
Nungudo Afarafyong all the way to... is he talking about Inline? Are they contractors that will be mobilized back to site and they are working now? Maybe they are not seeing them. Maybe they look inside. They see the big bridges. Okay. Another thing is from the inside. But if it's Nungudo Afarafyong, I don't think there's even a pothole between Nungudo and Afarafyong. Okay. So I'm not too sure the person giving has an idea what he's talking about. Should check. But if he's talking about Inline at the back, the contractors are working. If he's talking about Inline, the contractors are working. Okay. As I speak to you. If he's talking about organization, I don't know what he's talking about.
Very precisely.
But there's so much work going on in the state. It depends. Maybe he's getting confused. They should check.
Or mixing them up. All right, another one here from Alpha Melvin. Alpha Melvin says, why are motorists daily harassed by convoys of politicians? Annoyingly, they have no regard for lives of other road users. Please let me quickly bring this in here. There was a report on social media about Barrister Andem and his aides maltreating a citizen at the NNPC filling station 2 days ago. And I think this is similar to what Alpha Melvin is trying to say.
I am not aware of that, but since it's personal to Barrister Andem, I know I should be having a meeting with him at about 5 p.m. or thereabout. Okay. I will ask him if that is correct, because we need to also ascertain the veracity of this claim. Because someone could see someone and decide to make
a photograph was posted.
Yeah, we will see, because photograph of what? Photograph of him beating someone or someone beating him.
Photograph of a scene where people were.
And so, because we need to determine who photograph, who spoke first,
okay,
who pointed at someone first. We need to know, because during the few days we had this scarcity of fuel. I know people were struggling to get into the service stations and so on and so forth. So it's possible that someone was trying to cross someone or whatever. But I'll find out from Andem. But on the convoy of politicians harassing citizens, I don't know which convoy, because the governor does not even use a siren. So who again? I think there are only two. It's only the governor of the state, the speaker, and maybe the service, the commissioner of police. Those are the three people that I know use siren in convoys. Ought to use. The governor does not even use siren. So I don't know where this is coming from. But if there are people who are harassing citizens with convoys and so on, of course, such should be made public so that we will know who they are. And I asked the person to mention who the person is, because it's important we know. Because the governor will take it kindly if anybody who has no authority to do that does that, he will not. I can say that to you without any fear of equivocation, because he doesn't even use siren himself.
Okay, this is the last from the batch of questions we had from Ambassador Sampson's session. This one comes from a lawyer who says, I want to know why government has refused to pay the 300,000 naira grant to Akwa Ibom State students in law school.
No, I need to first ascertain that there's an approved bill.
Okay.
And to the treasury before you now talk of payment, because it's a process. You need to also ascertain who are the students, whether they are the student, what is the number, and all of that. We need to be sure of those. So it's not just about saying government is not paying 300 million, and it sounds so easy. 300 million is no small money.
300,000.
300,000
to students, yes, each of.
So it takes a lot. You need to verify who truly is a law student, and from what university he graduated. And then, of course, all of this will come to play. And if government is able to continue to support that financial obligation, of course, that will be done. If not, then, of course, that could be looked at.
All right, thank you very much for finding out time to take those carryover questions from our last session. Before we come back to your own session, I would like to quickly remind our viewers on YouTube, followers on Twitter, and wherever you are watching us in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. This is AKSG Tweet Meet with the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication in Akwa Ibom State. He's been on air, he's been live with us on Twitter for the past 30 minutes, and it's been an interesting conversation so far. So I indulge you to join us on Twitter, Facebook, using the hashtag AKSG Tweet Meet. Send in your questions, comments, or whatever it is you want to find out about this administration and his ministry, or anything that has to do with Akwa Ibom State as a whole. This is the man that has answers to all your questions. Back to you, sir.
Yeah.
6 months in the saddle, divine mandate, the ball is rolling. How has it been working with Governor Udom Emmanuel?
It's been great. It's been great. Governor Udom Emmanuel is a very focused governor, and he's right on point and on time. He has his gaze on the ball, and he's very clear about what he wants to do for the state. He made it very clear. I go right from the national campaign. He told the people he was going to focus on wealth creation, on industrialization, on infrastructure expansion and consolidation, on citizens' empowerment, and of course political inclusion. And he's been focused, clearly focused on it. see clearly, in terms of industrialization, he has shown clearly that he's looking in that direction. He's performed several groundbreaking ceremonies. He set up a foreign direct investment technical committee, FDI. Another one on the Ibom Seaport Development Initiative, yet a committee on agri and food sufficiency. These committees have been working, advising him directly on all of these things. You're having
I'm talking personally now.
I'm coming.
Talking personally.
He's very focused. He's very focused. He's a focused governor. He has his eye on the ball. He knows where he's going. He is on point. He is on time.
Okay, I mean, for you as a person,
it's been great. I mean, I've never doubted his capacity.
Is he putting you on your toes, or are you working comfortably?
He's a result-oriented man. He's a result-oriented man. So for him, it's about results. It's about results. It's about staying on point and staying on time.
And that will lead us to what you were trying to explain to our viewers and followers. The topic for this discourse is Governor Udom Emmanuel's administration, achievements, issues, and prospects. So let's talk about the achievements so far.
Okay, do we have the time?
We do.
Quite a lot.
We do.
You may have. I'm not sure how, but I think I want to say clearly that he's done very well in the last. In about how many months now? Maybe in the last 5 months. We started. This is November.
It's November.
Yeah, he's done very well. He has shown clearly that he came here on a mission to change the economic fortunes of the people. He came here on a mission of clear infrastructure expansion and consolidation, and that is good. You can see it's already awarded contracts for about 140 kilometers of roads across the state, including the major dualizations ongoing and all of that. No state government in Nigeria that was sworn in May 29, 2015 can point to even 100 kilometers of roads that's ongoing now. I have not seen it anywhere. If you know where it is, please let me know. But in Akwa Ibom, we're already talking about 140, and that's going up. You look at industrialization, it's already doing big things in that area, major groundbreakings for automobile, LED or plant. He has already recommissioned the pickup page, which he promised he will bring back to life in the first 100 days of the administration. He's done that, and the paint factory is producing on its regular line.
Okay.
The marine cooking line and the new production lines have been ordered, and they will soon come in, and then that will expand the production base of the facility. But we need to go there and see, because people have been talking about pickup things not functioning. Why not go there? Why are you talking on the internet? That's why I said his opinion and comment. Go to that place. If you go, stand there, stay on the production line. I say I am there, it's not working. Or it's working. So that's what I charge our people to do so. Okay. And not live on flimsy side talks and all of that.
Let's talk about your ministry, sir, as the Commissioner of Information and Communication.
You're asking me of what His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel has done. I've only started.
Wow.
So okay. We're just talking industrialization. We've not even gotten into what is happening in the agri sector. We're not talking about the new season development, of course, the new planting season and the new planting season that is brought into enable us have 2 planting seasons.
Wow.
Both the dry and wet season planting season. That's coming on based on the agri research. We've not talked about the investment that's going on, even in developing the refinery project that's coming onto AKS. Are you looking at the clear development factory that's coming on somewhere in Ona, and even the coconut processing initiative refinery that's bringing in? We have a lot of investors who are discussing in this direction, and he has told us that coconut alone has more than 360 uses. And from there you can manufacture and produce anything. Go and look at all these things that we drink, anything, whether it's beverage, coffee mate, and all of that. Most of those things are made from coconut. And then you go to the fiber. So it's looking at, the government is looking at creating work, it's looking at citizens empowerment, skill development. It's launched training program for youth in the Honorable DBA training program. It's about commencing a training program of film production and photography. And there's a lot more you can look in this direction. It's offered working with the CBS SME loan for thousands of women and youth in different areas to enable them to engage in commercial.
The Oracle training interests me.
So it's an interesting thing to note. The major interventions even in infrastructure. We went into St. Luke's Hospital and in the first, under the first 100 days, he built a new block, then gynecological block, then for after the septuagenarian, the late Dr. Anwar, who was a very revered gynecologist in the area. He finished that, rehabilitated the administrative block, the male ward and the children ward, and even tarred the internal road inside the hospital within the first 100 days. He went into recovery, the School of Nursing that was almost going by way of through erosion and so on, and that's being stabilized. He went to Calabar to road to ensure that we were able to drive back to Calabar on that road and have almost killed him. It's major erosion control project going on. If you go to Abak now, at the back of the local government council and independent government, there is a major project going on now, which is the ravine, the reclamation work that's going on there. So you should take some pictures and tweet and put out. That's the kind of thing we need to see on social media because that's great technology going on. So you go and see that, that's going on. And several others that are ongoing. We launched a monthly environmental sanitation program to ensure that we keep our environment clean. It's not only rebuilding the old 10th anniversary hospital, which is turning into ministries and departments. That's going on. The Amico Bond is coming on that project as we speak to you. The second runway at Akwa Ibom International Airport is being built now, day and night, and you can see that it's progressing. We can go on and on and on. The free education program is moving on the top, and of course, it's paid off the subvention for the administration of children and in primary and secondary school for the totality of their logistics. And it's going on making this investment. More importantly, it's launched a major philosophy, which is the Dakar Rise to Greatness philosophy, which is a moral transformation, spiritual effect, and reorientation program to change the thinking of the people of Akwa Ibom State to begin to see themselves as great people, to begin to see, for them to arise to the faith of greatness and understand or come to terms with the fact that Akwa Ibom was created great and they were made great, so we have to rise up and be great in all our endeavors and undertakings.
Thank you very much, sir. Those achievements will lead us to the next line of questions. I call them issues. Let's start with peacock paint, like you've rightly clarified.
Yes, I've answered that.
Then let us move to the Oracle training. I have a question here from David Walks. He says, what's the update on the ICT program Oracle training for youths?
Yes, in batches. The first batch was done, more will follow.
Okay. So, and they are undergoing training right now.
The first batch of more will follow.
More will follow. Okay. Another question from Ubong Sekbong. Which company promoted the Dakada initiative on September 23? And where is their office in Uyo?
Oh, the Dakada initiative, the agency that supported the creativity and all of that drove the creativity, and of course the media house SOIU, that belongs to one of our very revered sons of the Nufot. So it's an interesting thing, but it's an initiative of the governor of Akwa Ibom State. So, but there are various areas we all worked on it. There was a government team, committee, that worked on it from the office of the SSG. I'm part of it. I've also worked on it. But in terms of driving the creatives and all of that, that's why you build the creatives.
Okay, before we go to the hashtag to take questions.
When you talk of companies, creativity is not about company. Creativity is about the brain. It's about what you are enjoying. It's about the Dakada intro that you play. It's about all of the beautiful arts, the billboards, and all of the assemblages that you sing. So I think it was a very successful one, and the program will continue unabated because it's a super initiative that will liberate the thinking or the minds of the private people.
Well, we have the questions flocking in on all social media platforms, but before we go to those questions, I would like to quickly introduce to you our panel of bloggers. We have in the house today top bloggers from Akwa Ibom State. I can see Dr. Ekanem, he is the publisher of Yo Kali Axis. I can see Atwekong Paul Bassi, publisher of Ibom Mobile. I can see Aniekan James Eka. Aniekan is the publisher of waitinghappen.com.ng. We have Prince Simeon, publisher of hypestation.ng. We have Aniekan Umanah, we call him a social media influencer, and of course, the aide to His Excellency the Governor on Public Affairs. You can see Kavil Iwan of Akwa Ibom State Trending. We have the technical crew led by Solomon Eyo of Inside Akwa Ibom, one blog, one platform that is very passionate about activities and development in Akwa Ibom State. I can also see other top media personalities, the likes of Essien Reso. I can also see Sami Paparazzi, photojournalists, and so on and so forth. So these people, these gentlemen here, based on their personality and credibility as social media influencers and bloggers, we have their fans, we have their followers sending in thousands and thousands of questions, and we'll be hitting the hashtag so that you can attend and answer those questions as they come.
Yeah.
Okay, this one here is from David Walks again. No, sorry, we had that taken care of. Henry Akpabio. Henry says, how long will it take government to resolve the issues? I feel their plight, going to work for months without pay. I think Henry is talking about the non-payment of salary on quotes of some. Okay, we have another question. What is the government doing to encourage techpreneurs in the state? That's a question from...
Yeah, I've already talked about it, the Entrepreneurship Development Program, the SME program. I've talked about the various business clinics and investment opportunities drive has made available for citizens to participate in.
There have been, they call it rumors or reports of the non-functionality of the Akwa Ibom State printing press, despite the huge funds spent. What is the position of the printing press? It's a question from Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, there's no question of non-functionality because the new press is set, we did the test print and everybody saw it and so on. It is not the press that is delaying us, it is us that's delaying ourselves because there are a few things that need to happen around to enable them to commence. We need to have the personnel and capacity who are trainable, who can run the equipment because most times you allow. Even during test phase, you leave them, they are touching what they do not know, even when they're trained. So we're at the verge of we've gotten some trainable people, and of course some experienced people who are also poaching to be there. But again, as you're trying to solve a problem, you also have some obstacles around, but not associated with the machinery.
Okay. Nothing wrong with the machinery. The machines are working perfectly.
The machines have been tested. Because the manufacturers are even yet to hand it over
to the state government
because they are yet to find those who can truly run it the way it ought to be run. So they have refused to hand it over until we can train those who can run it. So they have not signed it off to us.
Okay, there's a question here from Udeme O'Connor. Udeme says, finally, what's the reason behind the slow pace of work at Ikodekbene Uyo Road?
Well, work is going on. I drove through the road yesterday, and the work is going on. I saw JB walking. The dualization is not like trying to do earthwork in a village road. It's a serious matter. And you are taking dualization through a built-up area. We're talking of people's homes and houses, talking of relocation of appurtenances, and so on. So it's not as simple as that. When you are dualizing a road through a built-up area, it's a lot tougher. But we're doing well, and it's progressing well.
Okay. The next question is from... Okay, I can't get the Twitter handle. We need a clear-cut message from the pro-Biafran agitators from Akwa Ibom State. What is the government's standpoint?
I have answered that.
So we need to...
It's a sovereign nation, and Akwa Ibom is the state within the federation. I don't know, whoever is talking about that may need some more education.
Okay, another question here from A. Amaunam. Amaunam says, what modalities have your government made in supporting quality investigative journalism in the face of bodies using media firms? I don't understand what this means, but I think
he's simply talking about training, and we've done that in the past several years. We will continue to do so, ensuring that we equip our people from the point of knowledge.
Okay, from the same person, he said, please, in line with government's agric policy, what is government's commitment to the development of rural oil palm mill for farmers? The question from Citipec
A
Akwa
lot
Ibom.
is coming on in terms of farms development. And it will not just be oil palm alone, this will also have coconut plantation and coconut refineries. So when you see the report from the technical committee for the foreign directors, the technical committee on agriculture and food sufficiency, we appreciate the work we're doing in that direction.
Okay, this is from the same person. He said, why has the Commissioner of Education kidnapped students from College of Tech Etinan for planning hike in fee protest? Like the students were planning a protest against the hike in fee, and the Commissioner of Education kidnapped them. I don't know how authentic is the information.
It sounds like a beer parlor talk.
Okay, that's a question from Citipe K Akwa Ibom. I think people need to be more constructive with their questions. We'll try our best to screen them, but of course, you know, when you see smoke, there must be fire somewhere. So the issue of the hike in the fees of the students has to be confirmed before we can now confirm if they were planning the protest or if they were kidnapped by the commissioner. Okay. Well, I think we can go back to our background questions while waiting for more questions to come out on the hashtag. Now, issues. The administration of Governor Akwa Ibom has achieved quite tangible feats in the past 5 months, but those achievements have brought about these issues which need clarification by the citizens. One of them is the groundbreaking at AIT. There are rumors making the rounds in Abak that you specifically cited the AIT studio in Abak, which is where you come from.
Then that again is name talk. That is the location is an old radio amplitude modulation radio station that belongs to the government of Akwa Ibom State. And an effort of government to ensure that it's not left fallow. When investors came, that instead of leaving the place fallow and allowing encroachment, why not use part of that place? And so government made a decision. Not me, I did not allocate land, I don't want the Minister of Lands. So I have no knowledge about allocation.
Okay.
I'm only copied papers that when land is allocated. So the person is starting completely from the standpoint of from an ignorant standpoint. Okay. So that's why there's need for this education.
Okay. There were also issues coming up from the Oracle training program, and the issue is that some people complain about the mode of selection of these youths that were sent for the Oracle training, while some say that it is based on political affiliation. Others say that they had to pay a certain amount of money to buy the form, precisely 100,000 naira. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you see, there's nothing you do that you'll not be criticized or in public office. So clearly, you don't bother yourself with those things. Just stay on point. I'll move on with the things that will make you achieve progress. Even if you bring, there's no selection process that you not run into criticism. So it's okay. If anybody who could not get his brother or cousin or sister in there will tell you that the process wasn't good enough. Because it did not
So I would like you to enlighten us and our viewers about what the selection process was like.
There were clear criteria of qualification and so on, and of course, people sent in their information and they were selected based on that. There were a lot of applications. They were shortlisted. This I saw that.
Okay, we have a question here from David Waltz. David wants to know, what is the progress report on Ibaka deep seaport and the petrochemical plant?
They're doing a lot of work. Ibom deep seaport. Ibom deep seaport. It's an Akwa Ibom seaport. Ibom deep seaport project is ongoing, and I told you earlier, a technical committee on Ibom deep seaport implementation is working and headed by Mrs. Aniekan Umanah, who is a very competent hand in the maritime industry. She's doing a great job in that direction, and lots of expressions of interest and walking around the clock to ensure that they hit the ground running.
Okay. But there was also a rumor of a murder case at the governor's country home. We were made to understand that the governor is building a mansion, unquote, in his country or where he comes from. and the construction company handling the construction had issues with a young lady from the community.
I've dealt with that matter severally. They should refer the person to the release, the official release aside on that matter. I think I've answered that severally.
Please, I would like you to shed light on it for the sake of the viewers from
false.
False, okay?
Yes, false. The governor's country home has always been there. That's where he comes from. There's nothing extraneous around that place. He always had story buildings there. So if there's some expansion and some adjustment in his family compound, so what's the big deal? Is it that he cannot afford it?
Okay, on to the next question. The Dakada initiative, there were rumors about the budgets for that project, for that initiative. The news making the rounds then added that 4 billion naira was spent on that project.
That is senseless. That is totally senseless. It doesn't make sense. So the only one we say 4 billion was spent and paid to who? In fact, it should bring forth what, where, under what name, and for what, through which department. So I'm putting back the question. So whoever is saying that, I'm asking the person back the question.
The source of that.
4 billion, from where, under what name, to what department, from what budget, what department, where, and who paid it, to what company, and to what organization. I need to know that. When you answer that question, then we can move forward.
At this juncture, I think our followers, our viewers also have to be involved in the process of answering questions, because if it is your state, it is our state, then you have to be knowledgeable about the questions you ask. The commissioner is putting it straight to you that you have to be well informed about the question you are asking. If there are allegations of 4 billion naira being spent on the Dakada initiative, there has to be clear-cut facts. Yes, who paid the money?
Yeah, from where? Who approved it?
Okay.
First, who approved the money? From what department or what source? Who paid it? And to who? On what date?
Who received it?
Or in what form? By bank transfer? Or is it by check, because you can't pay more than 10 million check? Or by what source? So we need to know when they finish answering that question, then we can move forward. Otherwise, total false.
Okay, please, I'd like to go straight to the bloggers panel. We need to get that question across to the fellow who asked the question, so that we can get a feedback and we continue. Okay, sir, we have another, do I call it allegation, about impersonation. Governor Dom Emmanuel's official driver was allegedly reported to impersonate the Nigerian police force, and he defrauded Zenith Bank. He said to have defrauded Zenith Bank. I would like you to shed light on that subject matter. The aide of the governor, the driver precisely, that he, I don't have full details of that story.
I answered that before. Defrauded Zenith Bank? How?
Yes, I think he's said to have been a staff of Zenith Bank with the governor then.
No, Zenith Bank will not hire drivers.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, the drivers are personal to the executive that they work for. Now, if it's the governor's driver, and so what is the problem there? I don't know. What is
that is impersonating the Nigerian police. He's a driver that is.
The governor's driver has always been, he was a trained spy police, and he has always been that. He's fully authorized to wear the police uniform, and he's properly trained at that. He has made public this. I showed all the evidences, so I don't know who is still asking this may not know, but I think let it be indicated that the driver has full authority to cover, and is the policeman working with full authority. And if you want, I can show you, right here, his certificate, the information, and all of that to confirm that he is fully authorized. This is, you can read this out if you want.
Okay. Police Training School Ikeja. This is to certify that Basi Edet has attended and successfully completed a special course of instruction in security and supremacy studies organized at the Police Training School Ikeja State Command for non-police establishments. Okay, thank you, sir. I hope you were able to get that.
If you move forward, you will see even his ID card. This is his the supreme number as a belong with the ID card issued by the Nigerian police. So it's full of rights. So there's no question of impersonation.
Thank you very much for shedding light on that. You're still live on AKSG Tweet Meet. We have in the odd seat the Honorable Commissioner of Information shedding light on topical issues, critical issues affecting the state, affecting governance. And of course, we are proud and happy to engage millions of Akwa Ibomites at home and in diaspora to ask questions, to find out what is going on here at home and how they can be a part of the administration in the state. So let's talk finances. So many issues on finance, talking about budgeting, tax, and pension. But you've been able to clarify that part that has to do with salary. Let's talk about tax. News making the rounds, especially in the circle of civil servants, about ridiculous tax scheme of this administration. Many do not understand the workability.
This has been explained time and time again. The Personal Income Tax Act, that is a matter of law. Everybody pays income tax. And that is the law that is being implemented, even with the rebate of 50%. Those who are talking, now go and ask them how much, ask for their pay slip, and ask what is the deduction. The total exposure to Akwa Ibom State, the total value of the tax in question, out of over 4 billion direct wage bills are 64 million. If you look at the percentage, it comes to nothing. So, but people must also understand that there is no way you will not pay tax. It's a matter of law, and a tax evasion, you know what comes with tax evasion is a crime. So clearly, I think this matter has been roundly and properly explained. So there's no question about it. We cannot look good before financial agencies and international organizations if we are not at least implementing the tax administration. Otherwise, where are you getting money to run development? Okay. How do you fund citizens' projects? How do you fund education and all that? Even what we're getting comes to nothing. The truth is, it must be implemented because it's a law.
The law. Okay, we have a question in that direction. It's from Citipair01. It says, why has Mr. Odom Emmanuel refused to set up a committee to sensitize Akwa Ibom workers on why government is removing their money on quotes still on the tax matter? Is there any plan? Is there any line of action to sensitize Akwa Ibom people on this, or what you've just explained on the workability?
We've done that severally. The government, they have done that before live TV. We have done that, the Commission of Finance, we have done it time and time over, except for those who have bluntly refused to understand or who are making mischief out of a very straightforward policy. Otherwise, I don't think there's much to talk about in this issue. If you have a brother or a sister or a cousin who says they're deducting too much money, ask the person to bring you 2 pay slips.
Okay.
The one before the implementation of the PITA and the one after. So you make the subtraction, then you see who is telling the thing.
Okay, let's link this with pension scheme for those who are done with active service.
The pension is the government is paying pension by the special grace of God up to 10 years arrears of pension and gratuities and all that of teachers and all that and local government workers. The government is responsive of the manual cleared all that. Now, those who may be complaining may be those who are yet to do their BVN and have their full registration document. And it was made very clear that the condition will be you must have your BVN, have everything submitted, and then they have your verification information so that pension is released directly to your bank account. So if there are issues along the line, those may be where you are getting the complaint from. Okay. Otherwise, if you are a legitimate pensioner and government has said, get your BVN registered, so they have your full status and everything, and your money goes to your account straight, it shouldn't be an issue. So I don't think there's an issue, except there's something that we don't understand. Okay,
we have a question here from a computer. A computer says, a new government being a surrogate of the old are setting. What plans are there to complete those projects on ground?
A new what?
The administration of Governor Odom Emmanuel taking over from his predecessor, what are the plans that he has to complete the projects initiated by
Government
the
is
first?
continuing. I just mentioned the airport project which is going on, and you just mentioned you asked about the Uyegon Road, which was started at the last administration, but it's ongoing. You go to the 4 Point by Sheraton, the project, everything that's needed there has been paid for, and we're just waiting for them to come in and start. Work is going on in different places, so government is a continuum. You go even to the government house complex, they're still working. It's like work in progress, they're still doing environment, expanding, adding more things. It's like that. Government must continue to work for the people.
Okay, a question here from Prince David Okon. David says, what initiatives are you pushing to the governor to empower local media enterprises to operate with global standards? As a Commissioner of Information, what initiatives?
Clearly the media ownership is essentially a private venture, and government owns only the state broadcast organ, which is the AKS, and of course the government. And the government is managing to keep nations going. But anybody who actually to do is business, and the business is newspaper, I'm not also sure that he or she is sharing the profit with the government or with anyone else whenever that comes. So I think we should clearly demarcate these things.
Okay, this is the part I find very interesting. We're going to get a little personal and political. But you, before now, nursed an ambition, an aspiration to represent your people in the Federal House of Representatives. What happened to that dream?
Well, incidentally, I did not run anymore.
Just personal decision?
Yeah, I did not run anymore. At the political calculation.
Okay.
The political calculation was such that I did not run.
And there are stories of mass defection from PDP to APC in our back local government.
What are their names and who are them? You need to know who are the people, what are their names. If you, it doesn't make sense. What are their names now? Who are them?
Names of the
who are the
members
people?
that are
We need to
defected.
know who defected, from which ward, where.
Okay.
You
Which village?
don't make a statement. You know, that's why I can say there's people to ask informed questions or make informed comments and opinions. So who are these people? Why not say so person defected?
Publish the names.
Declare. And then we'll now know you are making a statement of fact. Otherwise, if you are just rambling, if you don't be masquerading as someone who is saying something, the rest you know that you are running on the flank of self-deceit.
Okay, that's still on politics. Let's talk about the tribunal. There was a ruling by the tribunal, governorship election tribunal, nullifying elections in 18 local governments of Akwa Ibom State. And ever since then, the political terrain in the state has been shaken.
I don't know what makes you think the political terrain is shaken. I don't think so. Well, I'm not too sure you were that tribunal. There are some people in this room who were there, inside that courtroom. Clearly, if you follow the judgment, and I'm not sure you have read the judgment, if you've read the judgment, you will see clearly that there was no basis for even the ordering the rerun in the 18th. But since we cannot challenge the views or the knowledge level or the position of their lordship, we may as well leave that for the appellate court. But clearly we have two rooms upstairs to test this very unpopular position.
Okay, so if election rerun was to take place, what do you think would be the outcome of that result?
Governor Dumano will win hands down and clear. Already has about 500,000 votes in his city. And the people who are contesting have maybe about 30-something thousand. So where is the match? Where is the numbers don't add up, they don't come together. Are you following me? The numbers don't come together. If you're having about 500,000, then 40-something to 500,000, and another person is carrying 37,000 votes. So the numbers comes to nothing. So you can't even lose sleep. Because in the other 18 local government areas, even if you were to go by normal, assuming we were to go for election, which for me we should have even gone for that election the following week. So that classic people have complete the process.
Once and for all.
Clearly, where are you going to win? Are you going to win in other one with a vote basket? Are you going to win? Are they going to win on that? Where would they win? I don't know the will in Ibiano or will in you. These are the vote baskets. So by the time you put this together, you can see clearly that you can't just sleep on this. It's just that it's time consuming and distracting, because this time you could have those running the legal spend work that are using and be helping do the work of the state. But otherwise, I think it's time wasting. Your judgment, in my personal opinion, was very, very inconsiderate, and I think well, the lordship also acknowledged that it is possible to make mistakes, and it is also possible that the higher court to take a second look. At least I was in the courtroom and listening to that. So we are hoping and believing that justice will come and come finally, irrespective of what strategy, what penetration plan they have made on the Akwa River and the Akwa Ibom by all means.
Okay, let's look at the time frame given by the court to carry out the election in this 18 local governments, 3 months, 90 days. What do you think can be done between that?
Yeah, talking of election.
Looking at appealing.
Appeal is 60 days, Supreme Court is 60 days. We are not on 120 more if you stretch.
The stretch, yes.
But we are not even looking at that. We need appeal courts to go and upturn that 18 so that we
continue with the administration. And you're positive about the appeal courts upturning?
Well, if you don't, if you are not positive of it, it will be a matter of where else would you go? By the time you finish appeal court or Supreme Court, if you cannot get what you want, you have to go to God. So you have to believe in the judiciary. And I think the judiciary in Nigeria to do justice. Maybe that in other cases, I don't think this will be a reason.
Okay, looking at the government at the center, the political party at the center, the APC, do you think they have any influence in the judiciary or the ruling of the court?
I don't know how much of it.
Because if you're comfortable with the ruling, you will not appeal.
I have read and seen, I tend not to see the difference between 6 and half a dozen.
So you're saying that there won't be election be run?
That's not what I said. I said I tend not to see the difference between 6 and half a dozen. You're asking me about the national government
having influence on the judiciary.
Influence on the judiciary and all of that. I said I can't see the difference between 6 and half a dozen. Or put it otherwise, I can't see the difference between 12 and a dozen.
Okay, still on the tribunal ruling, there was a document that was exposed about the plans of the APC to capture states like Rivers and Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, I read the document.
How can we authenticate that document? Is it not? Don't you think it is possible for the document to be doctored?
What I read was too detailed. It was too detailed. And what I also saw there, grayed out in most of the places. So
okay.
It's likely that, like you said earlier, there can be no smoke without that.
Okay. Now there have been recent rantings following the verdict of the court on the election tribunal, following the reaction of the opposition party on that ruling. We've had a series of interviews on Planet FM. We have the people from the opposition party saying all sorts of things about that ruling and the, unquote, prospects from the appeal court. They are as positive as you are.
Positive overall. I said go ahead with the judgment. How can they be positive?
They are also expecting that maybe the appeal court will.
When you read the judgment, every ground of their petition was thrown out. Every ground, until they use something they call disenfranchisement. And in the matter of disenfranchisement, the Electoral Act is clear that every disenfranchisement must specify as to how he or she was disenfranchised. So clearly, I found no justification at the conclusion, and the justification that led to the conclusion. So let us give it to the appeal.
Okay, away from the tribunal, let's hit the hashtag on Facebook, Twitter, where we have questions coming in from all over the world. There's this one here from Ubong Nsepong. Ubong said, okay, extend my regards to His Excellency for approving the information drive for construction. I think this is a message from the journalist appreciating the approval of the construction of information drive. Okay. Last administration spent a lot on flood control via pipe jacking drainage systems, but the project seems to have failed. Is a question from, or a comment rather.
No, that is not true. The process has not failed. The pipe jacking underground drainage system are in areas and in phases and in kilometers. The first line was the Idoro-Itam junction to the Ravine line. That was 3.6 kilometers, 40 meters under the ground. When it rains, nothing goes wrong between the Ravine and junction. Up to the Ravine, it cannot go wrong. There was this line at the back that came through and passed through the road to the river. Then there is this almost 10 kilometer line that passes all the way to the river and crosses around to the back of Tropicana. And of course, those areas have been taken care of. Then we now have the problem around the two lane and the IDB. 1.2 kilometers has been awarded to JB on the IDB 2-lane front. As the 2-lane in to join the Esibo line, the 4.8 kilometer line, which also connects the other areas and then totally connects to that will be a total of about 12 kilometers of underground and surface line. Then the pole is now being redesigned to see how best to take that water out. See the way that place is, that's the lowest mark. That's the lowest water mark in the year. So all of the water comes back like this, wherever it goes. So you're now thinking that the exercise is considering different design. Is it going through a shallow, an open channel? Are we going underground? There are also all sort of designs. So we're trying to get what is best, and the authority will implement the best for the people of the environment.
Okay, that is that on flood. We have another question here on road construction to the leprosy hospital in Aniekan Umanah. Any plans? This is from Mr. Koko.
Yes,
says,
government has all the money, problem all the roads at once. But since that is not the case, it will continue to be on priority basis, one after the other, until this is settled.
Okay, there's a follow-up comment or question on the issue of the students being remanded by the Commissioner for Education. The tweet says it's reported that the Commissioner of Education has expelled the students from the College of Tech, Etinan, and handed them to the police.
It is not expelled,
not kidnapped.
Okay, is it correcting himself?
I think he's amending his ways.
Why are they handed to police? They said maybe there's a criminal matter or the disruption of public peace. So either way, those are issues that are known.
There's a comment here from Queen. Queen is concerned about the plight of the workers. She says Governor Dome needs to sort out the newly employed civil servants. They are not feeling his government at all. Okay, there's another one here from Prince David. He said, what's government's plan to maximize competitive advantage for Akwa Ibomites in agriculture and eliminate poverty? I think that has also been answered.
So we've answered that, and the technical committee coming out with a very robust plan.
Okay, this one is on finances. It says, Henry Akpabio, how much is our governor taking as security votes and what is it used for?
Security vote, security vote is not a matter like discussed by non-security personnel. The governor is the chief security officer, and he understands the security needs of the state and can manage it as he deems fit. So it's not private money, it's not pocket money. So when they say pocket, it doesn't make any sense. But then you need that person, right? I think that person is a staff.
No, Henry Akpabio.
Henry Akpabio. The civil servant. The civil servant is one of the ministries. I know that he sits down on the internet to criticize government and make all sorts of wild allegations. And he is a staff of government. Right today, I'm looking
Henry
at
Akpabio.
Henry Akpabio to be a civil servant who sits on the social media to castigate government. I think it's in the Bureau of Political and Legislative Affairs. Every acquirement of the Bureau of Political and Legislative Affairs take notice of the fact that we understand that you are sitting inside of the government and making wild allegations as a start. And you also take note that it's possible that I will have to report you first to your head, and then thereafter we understand the sources of information that you put on the internet.
Okay, this one here is from Ubong. Ubong said it is rumored that you only pay attention to Anang people and their ideas. How true?
Just like you.
Incredible.
You see, that is total nonsense. I grew up in an environment where I work and deal with everybody in my life. I look at what the value inside you. I don't care about where they come from. If you go out there and look at my minister, my secretary, my office assistant, there's none that comes from myself. None. And so on. Look at my director, I don't bother about those things. Look at my accountant. My accountant is from Uyo, my cashier is from around Uyo here, and several things. So it's a driver that is from it that they're working with you. It's a return commissioner, I see here, very different. And all those things really doesn't make any sense. Even those who say something that doesn't have no value, they bring to the table. If you have value, even if you come from a hole, bring the value, we will work with the value. If you have no value, just stay in your hole.
Okay, before we go on a short break, so I would want to enlighten the public on the fuel scarcity which we're just trying to come out from. What you think is the cause and what you suggest or recommend as a solution? Many say that it is because of the Calabar to road that is bad. The depot in Calabar is the one that supplies Akwa Ibom.
I don't think Calabar to road is the only problem. Otherwise, the Minister of State for Petroleum will not be moving around filling stations in Abuja and addressing it. I think my general scarcity, which is also slowing down. Products, I think there should be products and they're beginning to sell it. If you notice, some gas stations are beginning to sell. So for me, I think, and the minister also directed, any gas station that has fuel and they say, I directed BDR, you can pump the fuel free to the public. Yes. So that should be punitive. So it's a general scarcity that is going down, and that will be fun.
AKSG tweet made with the Honorable Commissioner of Information and Communication. It is very, very interesting and revealing session. So far, so good. We're going to go on a very short break. When we return, we'll keep on bringing answers to your questions and, of course, helping you to solve equations, helping you to answer questions that will move Akwa Ibom forward. I indulge you to be constructive and be well informed before you bring your questions forward, so it will not look as if you are intentionally antagonizing or castigating government. AKSG tweet meet returns with the Honorable Commissioner. Stay tuned. first decision.
Now don't keep that
Okay, welcome back to AKSG Tweet Meet. We have in the hot seat the Honorable Commissioner of Information and Communication in Akwa Ibom State in the person of Mr. Aniekan Umanah. He has been giving insights and answers to questions bordering on governance and administration in the state. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you. We must appreciate the fact that you opened your doors to us. Before we continue, I would like to send my own regards to His Excellency the Governor for making history as the first governor to appoint an aide on new media in the person of Meflin Awana. I'd like you to put us in the know about the governor's ideas, what is perception about modern communication technology and practice.
It's about staying with the message, staying with the facts, and ensuring that falsehood is never allowed to overtake the truth.
That's all.
That is the whole idea. It's about making known, it's about enlightenment, it's about increased education, more education. It's about citizens' engagement. It's about engaging the citizens on every issue, every matter, in order to put out the correct and true viewpoint and the positive viewpoint of government in order to ensure that we have citizens buy it and citizens come to believe and trust them.
Okay, there are allegations about, unquote, you buying over the media in the state, such that every publication, every media house has to be pro-government or you are against government.
It's not about being pro-government or against government, it's about being objective and professional. Journalism has its rules. That's why I said, when you were asking me about investigative journalism, online blogger, investigative journalism, I asked when is the training, who trained the person, where did he work? To talk about journalism. And you can talk about comment and opinion. So clearly, these are different things. It's not a question, you can't buy anything, you just can make contributions to ensure that the right thing is done. That's what we're asking for. We're asking the media to stay on the path of professionalism. We're asking the local, particularly the local press, to stay on the path of objectivity. And then they should not allow the pages of what they print, some of them, to be used to slander and defend people. Because these things have consequences.
Okay, we've received several questions and comments regarding the management of Akwa Ibom State Broadcasting Corporation about and how they happen to segment the content that is accepted for airing. If you remember, in the course of the elections, even at national level, a television station like AIT was playing clips that did not tell well of the current president of the country. Same thing applicable to the states. AKBC was not allowed, unquote, to accept advertisements from opposition party. What do you have to say about that?
As long as the advertisement is not offensive, I don't see any problem.
Well, you know, offensive can be relative.
As long as the production is not offensive, once it stays on the part of professionalism, we are there.
So what are the plans to revitalize AKBC? In the days of Gospel Akpabio, we remember that a new ultra-modern radio studio and TV studio was constructed. The radio studio is working, but the TV is not. Why is it?
Why the TV you're watching?
I mean the studio.
Without the studio, you will not watch the TV.
The newly constructed studio.
Yeah, the new studio building is yet to be equipped. Okay. Not about the building working. Okay. The building does not bring out television. What you see there, when you are watching it, if you turn to the left, that is AKBC. What does it tell you? It tells you that the television is working in the first instance. Then if you are talking about equipping the new studio building, that is in the works and will be done.
Okay. All right, straight to the questions. AKSG Tweet Meet, that's the hashtag. Send in your questions on Facebook, Twitter, and you can watch us live on YouTube. We're taking the last round, the last batch of questions, and then we can call it a wrap. with the Honorable Commissioner, who has a very busy schedule to attend to issues affecting you and I in the state. This one is from Promise Etim. Promise says, as an expert, I observe we only talk about planting and harvesting in Akwa Ibom State. What happens to processing and storage? Intelligent question there, sir. We are talking about revamping agriculture, planting and harvesting, 2 seasons like you mentioned. What are plans, or what happens to processing and storage?
Yeah, all that you see, the mechanization process is on, and it's in phases. You have to come to a point of production and mechanization, and the mechanization will also include storage facilities, and so all of these are put in plan. It's the post-agricultural food sufficiency plan I will show you again.
Okay, on to the next question. This is a follow-up to a question, a computer. She says, I'm referring to Tropicana, 4 Points by Sheraton, and Anniversary Hospital. These are massive but uncompleted projects. I think that question has been answered. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
But the follow-up now is why is the 20th Anniversary Hospital converted to the proposed office space for ministries and parastatals?
That is not 20th Anniversary Hospital, please. I said the 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary.
The uncompleted 10th anniversary
Hotel.
The abandoned uncompleted 10th anniversary
On
complex. 10th along Oron Road.
Oron Road by Udodoma. That's the location.
That is now being rehabilitated to serve as
Office complexes. Please, we really need to clarify that for the sake of public consumption. 10th, not 20th anniversary. The proposed that was abandoned.
When Akwa Ibom was 10.
Then Akwa Ibom was 10. Okay. Another question here. Why did the state government change the name from Ibaka to Ibom Deep Sea Port?
It's more embracing.
Okay.
There must be some brand identity. The fellow of Akwa Ibom. Why is the airport Ibom International Airport? So it's the same thing. So we're trying to keep an identity
for the state. Okay. Another one here. What is government doing about the recent hike in school fees at Akwa Ibom State University? Akwa Ibom State University, hike in school fees.
That will be looked into if there's saving hike, but I need to check that.
Okay. All right, I think we've exhausted the questions. We need to refresh the page and take more questions as they come. And we've exhausted the 2 important parts of the 3-fold session with you, sir. That has to do with achievements of the administration, issues which you have addressed, and finally the prospects. We have approximately 3 years and a couple of months. What are the goals of the administration between these 3 months?
We actually started with that. And I took you through the 5-point agenda. And then clearly, that's the focus of the administration. Industrialization will stay on course, because wealth creation will stay on course, infrastructure consolidation and expansion will stay on course, citizens, political inclusion will stay on course, and of course poverty reduction. So all of those will stay on course. That's the focus of the government. And if you look at everything the government is doing, it revolves
around the 5-point agenda. Okay, but you mentioned earlier about scarce resources in the state, and that's led to a question here from Christopher Ekpo. Christopher says, with the current economic downturn, what is Akwa Ibom State government's plans on getting funding to complete Ibaka Deep Sea Port?
It's not just about Ibaka. The funding must be there to run the state and continue to invest in developmental projects, on which Ibaka is one, Deep Sea Port is one.
Okay, same Christopher Ekpo says, with the prospective industrialization in Akwa Ibom State, what is Akwa Ibom State government doing to checkmate the adverse effects on climate change?
That is being worked on too.
All right, this one is from Stephen Sam. Stephen says, Honorable Commissioner, what is the government doing to ensure that people in rural areas are kept abreast of government's activities and programs? Rural area, Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, rural development will continue. As you can see, it's one of the cardinal points where electrification is going on. Very soon there will be massive rural intervention projects that will also be out there to continue the development of the rural areas. So I think the people in the rural areas should wait and be happy because they'll be happy with the business outcome.
Okay, Christopher wants to know, in one word, what is the flagship project of His Excellency Governor Aniekan Umanah?
There are several projects. I mentioned several. I don't know which one you want to take. Which one of the several one? Do you want the deep sea core project to be the flagship, or do you want the second one where even the new terminal building that's coming to be the flagship, or do you want the new initiative, including the new international hotels that will come up and the Marriott Group, to reach the urbanization that will be the flagship? There's several. So tell him to just from the assortment, he should just pick which of the flagship he wants. But the people need.
Okay, we have a funny, do I call it a statement or comment from Ubong. Ubong says, seeing Obong Umanah as a drowning politician, what is the government doing to save his last breath? I don't know. I don't know. That's a very, very political.
Yeah, that is because salvation again here they say is personal.
Okay, we have an issue here, a question on pension for primary school teachers. It's a question from a computer. She says, please ask the primary school teachers if their pensions are paid. Some are retired for over 5 years now.
I told you that the first part of 10 years of tribute. And of course, there's an ongoing exercise and the requirement is the BBM. So any qualified pensioner should just go and register to take his or her BBM to the subscription.
Okay. I think that should be the last for now. Can we take questions from the panel of bloggers? Do we have any question from... What is the government position on the stopped biometric capture of workers? Emma Obodo. What is government's position?
I'll tell you, biometric capture in the data center is supposed to be continuous, except otherwise there is a new arrangement.
That's about all for now on the hashtag AKSG tweetmates. If we have more time, we would have loved to continue conversing with you because the questions are still coming in and there are a lot of issues to be discussed, far from those ones you've enlightened us on. But in the meantime, I would like to make you understand that the advantage of the social media is that regardless of the live stream, you can still take the questions and address them while you are on the road or in the course of the discharge of your duties. We once again appreciate your time.
Thank you
for opening the doors to us. We hope that you can put in the spotlight to address finance issues or construction issues, the Commissioner for Works or the Commissioner for Finance, so that they can address those issues that relate to their ministry directly. But to wrap this up, let us talk about you as a person and what you are doing in the Ministry of Communication.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're doing a lot of work here. You see, the Ministry of Information is a very active environment. It's almost like being in the newsroom or being in the market. You're busy throughout because everything revolves around information. There must be something to do. So, but clearly, we've done our best to ensure that we maintain very good relations with government at the national and local and international level. We have tried to engage very robust online presence across different platforms. We have been regular with all our publications and so on. We will continue to do this thing. We have our radio series, the Impact Radio, that runs every Sunday at 5. We also have the Impact TV, 7:30 on Saturday. We're extending this now to other private stations here. We'll also be able to be airing out the already produced. Now we got one session running, and then of course we're also planning a month aggregation. Aggregation is at mentioned. So we're looking at all that as media center, citizens, media center that is working. And we have people try to do their best. We try to do a little bit of a facelift. I mean, we did pep talks to our staff to ensure that we come to speed with what is happening. So far, I think we are working to ensuring the proper interpretation and understanding of the policies of programs of Governor Aniekan Umanah and for the people of Akwa Ibom State in the first instance and Nigerians in general.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure too. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, and on that note, we sign out AKSG tweet makes with the Honorable Commissioner of Information. We will let you know who our next guest will be in the hot seats. Thank you for joining us.